what is the whole deal with Italy? Like, what do you want to do with this civ, right? First thing you want to do is select your architect and get a market ASAP. Then redistribute everything, and then get your first villager in queue, and then shift queue a market next. Now, why a market? The market is mainly because Italy's civ bonus that they get technologies. I mean, they get a free villager with every technology. Right, so the idea is that you get a market, you get your technologies, and then you get your house out, you get this out, and you get your basilica, because you can squeeze in a few technologies with that way. Okay, you can see I'm kind of switching over to this. As you kind of want to actually shift it to change to a regular building at around half HP, so that I have enough for hunting dogs ASAP. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to queue up the full full 4 villagers, so I can actually overpop and not have the house not actually matter. Okay. So the house should finish about like just about as my villager, just about the time my final villager finishes training over here. And at the same time I'm getting all these upgrades. Now why these why Greatcoat and Gangso first? Well, first of all is that they are cheaper. Sorry, great going to Blunderbuss first. They are cheaper, and also they research faster, so you're getting your extra villager faster if you do that. Now there's a few different ways to play this civ. At this moment I'm favoring going TP card first. So I still get Gangsaw, it's just that Gangsaw is a bit delayed. Because of the fact that research is slower. The cost is really quite secondary. It's just that you want to get the text in which research sooner, so that you can actually, you know, get your free villagers in sooner as well. So all that slight efficiency. Now, of course, if you send so many of these texts, it is going to be a bit slow, which is why the next card is meant to be Advanced Politicians. If I can squeeze it in. It'll arrive a bit slow. Likely my age up time will be around 5 minutes or something. But I mean, I'll finish aging by around 5 minutes. But most of the time, it seems to work okay. Oops, I should be doing this one and this one. Mix them up there. All these different maps, all these different treasures. Get some extra XP from that as well. At some point, it's a bit of a hassle to try and macro this guy. Actually, what I'm going to do here is first of all, I'm going to make sure that I don't steal this. He doesn't steal this, which he will. Unfortunately, not much I can do about it. What I'm actually going to do is not going to bother sending this anymore. I changed my mind. The build will be to just simply save the card and rush. So next up is going to be Plaster Mines, because Steel Traps doesn't impact you immediately. Right. So Plaster Mines. Let's see if I can actually herd something else here. So normally I go market, house, basilica, house, and then Lombard. So next up after that is going to be Steel Traps. And after that, I'll make it up as I go along. It'll make sense in the end. So I'll build a barracks here ASAP. I'll ship 700 wood first. And the reason why I'm getting this is not only because it's a source of XP, but it's also because you can actually squeeze in a few extra villagers from the church tax, which costs 200 food and 100 food. You know, the line of sight tax. So I'm going to build my barracks here ASAP. Revive my explorer here. And send this forward. And these are villagers. get a Lombard here, maybe one house. And now that everything's, I got myself a wooden queue, and I'm actually gonna plan to actually send a the expo first. So macro switch everything over into food. The next card is actually going to be this card, which gives a bit of extra. It converts. It's a bit weird. I'm not even sure if it's really worth it, but testing it out. It puts 700 coin in these Lombards, right? So because it deposits 700 coin in the Lombards, it will trickle in food and wood, slightly more than 700 coin at the end of the day. And I'm going to switch over to Musketeers just in case he's making cab or something. Highly unlikely given his civ, but you know, just in case. So it's real in a commandery. I think that's with a car, which means he went with the settler wagons first. Anyway, we'll continue. In fact, I can already start. No, this is not built just yet. It will be built in a second. So, as I was mentioning, basically, I'm using this to research techs and get eco from villagers, because the civ unique bonus is how you get an extra villager with each tech. I heard here a bit. These are really OP at the moment because they get boosted whenever they're in distance of a whenever they're in range of a building. Now he's out of range of the building, so I'm a bit more confident. But it is still pretty annoying to deal with these units. I'm gonna get my next upgrade here, so she's all off onto other resources. Some micro bit here. The important thing is that whenever you fight these units, you should always be fighting them when they are not near a town center or a building or anything like that, because that's the unique thing right here. They kind of get extra stats. Now I'm going to actually convert here and make use of a Lombard, and then we can actually get another tech here. Okay, now what else here? Just herd around. Now he's kind of I'm just going to click him on Lombards for now. I've explained how these work. You can have a look at some point in the previous video. These are like decent skirmishers, so they should help like quite a bit. Mark it up. So get another house up here. Again, I could be using this guy over here, but usually I just go lazy. Just queue him up, and probably have to just queue up a few houses. Because how he works is that he does stuff for free. So I got skirmishers, I got all this, and actually I am going to send infantry HP next and push in. I'm gonna push in. As I said before, it is very difficult to push in because of how good those units are. But looking at the score difference, it does seem to be quite in my favor. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to build an outpost over here, because I want to get shipment point over here. Why? Because shipment points will allow me to recruit these papal guards and Chavions and whatever they're called. What they're called? Schiavonis from a forward point.
Sire, presto lo farò. Pronti, il farò. Alla marcia. Alla marcia. Presto lo farò. Pronti, il farò. Sire, alla marcia. Comando. Alla marcia. Alla marcia. Pronti. Presto lo farò. Presto lo farò. Presto lo farò.
Okay.
Il farò. Presto lo farò. Il farò. Comandi? Presto lo farò. Il farò. Alla marcia. Comandi? Alla marcia. Presto lo farò. Presto lo farò. Alla marcia.
Just focusing a bit here, try and micro. And now we got enough wood to trade and actually get a shipment out from my Lombard. So I'm gonna get the purple guards because I like pikemen. Everyone knows I like pikemen. I'm gonna actually get a house up ASAP. Just quickly change this to a normal house because I need the pop space. And then next will be this actually costs coin. So now just wanna see if I can actually keep this alive because I wanna pop my. Yeah, I hopefully we get to see a glorious pop. I think we will. He's in, this is exactly what I want. So we can pop out the pikemen and boom. I'm gonna check that my Lombards are doing stuff. They're not doing stuff, so from time to time you want to macro your Lombards to make sure they're doing things, just to make sure you're getting your maximum value out of them. And now I'm gonna actually send another church card here. Sorry, I'm gonna the broken card or the church card. I think I'm gonna send the church card. You notice how when you do this, they take a while to send. So it's not ideal to actually have a bunch of them in queue because they use a single shipment queue thing. Right? I think I got a decent enough mass. We're gonna push in here and also maybe get another house here. What else have I not yet upgraded? I can get an amalgamation, get another extra villager in there. Siege down the church. He's trying to raid me up here. It's not trying to, he is actually raiding me. These units still do get the extra population. So these are quite difficult to deal with when they're near the TC. Because they get, like, look at the HP, it's like 225. Which is why, it can be quite tricky to push into Malta's base. Just because of how good those units are at the moment. I do believe they'll be changing the stats, but you could see exactly just what those stats are like. Now, should have actually repaired this. Go back here and actually get my pikeman shipped down here. I can probably switch over to Cav as well, just to catch his Cav. Now the scores are a bit hard to gauge with this save, I think, because of they always have something in queue, something either resource stacked in here, or else some other kind of unit, some of the investment. For example, the shipments, the papal guard stuff. I can even get more villagers here now. Set another outpost. All sorts of things. He's equalizing in score. This kind of tends to happen. That tends to happen. I made a mistake by trying to push in. Should probably try to go to H3. But yeah, anyway, at least he's out of base now. I'm actually going to cancel this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a certain card here to get a bunch of units. Now I'm waiting for that 500, 500, 500, because there is a tech which you can send here, which ships 15 revolutionaries plus a few extra for every villager lost. So that's kind of a tech I've been making use of quite recently. So he's going to come in here. The thing is, at least he's not in range of the buildings, so these are actually significantly weaker when they're not in range of buildings. Although they are, I guess, still pretty strong. I probably want to. I guess that's the thing when you're up against Malta. You can never push in, but you can stay out of range of all his annoying building aura, and everything turns out okay. What else? So I'm trying to age right now. I've got my 5 Lombards, which are converting food into coin rather slowly. I think I've got 5 of them, right? Yeah, I do. I got our architect here. He should be shift clicking on things. I wonder if he's in water. He might be in water. Who knows? Anyway, I'll get the 12 of these. It seems like he's aging up. I will get a second barracks. And have I got standing army? Yes, I do. So this is meant to train rather fast. I don't have fencing scoring just yet, so maybe not. Again, these aren't so scary when they're not near a building. However, there are some techs which you can send to actually make them get affected when they're near enemy buildings. Okay, so now I'm finished up. I'm gonna upgrade my well, I guess whatever I can upgrade here, and get some of these papal lancers next. I don't have a shipment anyway, so it's actually efficient, or rather it makes sense to be using them. Right. And more of these units in a while. In fact, maybe I'll convert more resources. Shoot the left hand side. What is in the water? Is it water? He is slightly in the water. Looks like he's trying to distract a bit and age up. I'm going to shift over to water as well. So those are like lancers. Again, it's very difficult to fight while they're under the DC. So I need to go back there. Maybe I'll get some halberdiers. I lost quite a few villagers, so I need to actually find a way to cover them.
Lo farò, sto sì. Comandi, ma un istante di grazia. Bene.
Just shift these over to this side and get my rather expensive. I can get caravels as well. But
Sì, lo farò. Sto per farlo. Come sta? Beh, sì.
architect doing stuff. Almost done.
Sì, bene, prego. Sì, prego. Sì.
Got some very powerful galleys there. And good thing that he's out in the field now. Okay. Myself my market. Get myself a second town center. He's stuck. He's still in age 2, but he's got eco. Yeah, now he's gonna upgrade those. Should be getting a trading post as well. Get another house up here.
Un istante di grazia. Malnato scudo. Lo farò. Sì, sì. Sì, malnato bene. Sì, lo farò. Malnato scudo.
My cav here. Be strong. Get myself an arsenal as well. This is good for me, but score-wise doesn't seem that great. I can at least probably kill those units. Decent trade. And of course, you need to remember to actually keep these stocked up if you have the ability to. So this is basically the Ashigaru unit slash Sepoy. I'm actually going to get Falconets. And convert. Maybe. I don't have that just yet. Stream more units. I don't know what these are. Cargo Lancers. Interesting. I presume he's gonna pop out like 10,000 units out of this. Anyway, get my next bunch of Lancers out. probably transition over to other units.
Presto lo farò.
Ma non si letta. Tagliaboschi. Bene, bene. Capomastro.
Sì, capomastro. Ossequi. Come sta tagliaboschi?
Sto per
Non
farlo.
si letta.
Sì.
So these are like really they're unique units,
Sire,
so you want to just keep on sending whenever you have the chance to.
Come tagliaboschi.
Il far fuoco.
Fixed gun.
Pronti a far fuoco.
Come taglia? Sì, capomastro.
Non si letta.
Just gonna go around the back. It's fixed after all. This might have 50 units pop out. Who knows? I like surprises, so we'll find out.
Tagliaboschi.
Comandi, un istante di alla pugna.
Sì, sto per farlo.
Capomastro. Come state? Testi all'assalto.
Prego, sì. Tagliaboschi. Tagliaboschi.
Pronto, lo farò.
Alla pugna. Prego, bene. Come stai? Tagliaboschi.
Buondì.
Prego, sì, bene.
And that's good as well. I get Cav.
Fuoco.
Ma alla pugna. Malnato scudo.
Sì, sto per farlo. Sì. Sì, lo farò.
We'll charge them with these. I think I got enough units here.
Sì, comando, sto per farlo. Sì. Lo farò. Presto.
Come
Sì.
state?
They're like lancers. They should do fine.
Comando.
Ove mi reco, ma un istante di grazia. Comandi. Sì, ove mi reco, alla pugna.
I don't even have a Cav attack in yet.
Buon prego, capomastro.
Whoops, it's not even built. This should have been built a long time ago.
Prego.
I guess it's because my architect died.
Bene, sì, buondì.
Capomastro.
Sì, lo sto dando l'attacco.
Sì, assalto.
Seguo con le polveri.
Tagliaboschi. Qual è l'edificio? Non mi si faccia pensare. Prego, tagliaboschi.
Quali sono i miei obiettivi?
Comandi. All'assalto. Scusate.
All'assalto.
Lo costruiremo qui.
Can I get more upgrades
Ove mi
here?
reco.
And I'll do some raiding on the right hand side.
Non sì. Un istante di grazia. Non si lesta.
Fuoco.
Comandi. Ma un istante di grazia. Malnato scudo. Malnato comandi.
Again, these units get super OP when they're near buildings at home. Give myself an arsenal as well.
Quali sono i miei obiettivi?
Un istante di
And obviously I'm not trying not to get in the range of those units. The fixed guns.
Tagliaboschi.
Il farò.
Come state? Capomastro.
Bene.
Sì, capomastro.
Come capomastro.
Prego, sì, prego. Testi, sì, all'assalto.
Tagliaboschi.
This is
Come state?
Capomastro.
Comandi, un malnato scudo. Tagliaboschi.
what else can we do? Let's do advanced Lombards. Might as well. We got room to be doing that. I think.
Ove mi reco.
Pronti a far fuoco.
Non si lesta. Ove mi reco. Un malnato scudo. Non si lesta. Non sì.
Presto, lo farò.
Testi.
Lo farò.
Malnato scudo. All'assalto. Ove mi reco. Sì. Comandi. Malnato scudo. Comandi.
He does have the fixed gun working for him in the back there. Just don't want to get too close.
All'assalto.
want those to be dying. What other upgrades do I not have yet? I'll get the TC down at least. So TC is down, so I think these no longer benefit from the TC thing. TC aura. At the same time though, he has kind of cleaned up my army. They have a funny charge attack, by the way. Seen it. I think they're doing okay here. Wasn't really microing to the best of my ability there.
Lo sto per farlo.
Testi, non si lesto. Un istante di grazia. Non si lesto. Comandi. Un istante di grazia. Non si lesto. Testi, ove mi reco. Malnato all'assalto. Ove mi reco.
Sto per farlo.
Malnato scudo. Comandi. Ove mi reco. Un istante di grazia.
Last Arsenal, get more techs out. Nah, I want to get this out. I'll cancel this one. This out. Get another barracks out. Should remember to do this. These costs, like, these have like really good return for their cost. Really, really efficient. Some more upgrades. What can we get from here? Discuss more hit points. Get more pikemen.
Presto lo farò.
Get more upgrades.
Presto lo farò. Taglia contadino. Malnato scudo. Un istante di grazia. Taglia boschi.
I think we're still okay, but as you can see, it's not doing as well as I would have hoped.
Comandi, un istante di sì. Jakieś rozkazania? All'assalto.
Taglia boschi.
Comandi, non si lesto. Come state? Ma alla pugna. Sì.
Minatore.
Ove comandi. Desti.
Look at that, 280 HP. They cost 50 food, 50 coin, but they do cost 2 pop, and that seems to be the justification. But honestly, I think right now they do need a nerf. Get more villagers out. Now, why is he not walling, some of you might ask? Well, that's a good question. What shall we do next? Yeah, I should probably get counter infantry rifling for these guys.
Non siillesto, non si illesto. Comandi. Non siillesto. Non siillesto. Un istante, all'assalto. Un istante, sì, desti, non siillesto. All'assalto. Malnato scudo. Tagliaboschi. Ove mi rendi, ove mi reco. All'assalto. Un istante di grazia. Non siillesto. Malnato scudo. Un istante, all'assalto. Non siillesto.
I think he's got the upgrade. Yeah, he's got the upgrade where these actually get buffed when they're near enemy buildings as well. So they actually get better near enemy buildings, which is why they have so much attack and all that right now. Get more halberdiers out here.
Non siillesto. Malnato scudo. Un istante, malnato scudo. Non siillesto. Malnato scudo.
Can be a bit difficult to try and figure out how to deal with this Civ, I have to say.
Alla marcia. Prego. Tagliaboschi. Lo farò. Comandi a sé. Presto lo farò. Bene.
I mean, I do have counter infantry rifling now, or rather the equivalent of it.
Lo farò.
Tagliaboschi. Sì, tagliaboschi.
Alla marcia. Comandi. Presto lo farò. Alla marcia. Sì. Tagliaboschi.
Pronti a far il farò.
Presto lo farò. Alla marcia. Presto lo farò. Desti. Presto lo farò. Alla marcia. Presto lo farò. Presto lo farò. Presto lo farò. Bene.
I am kind of at a loss for words at this point in time.
Presto lo farò.
Sì.
Alla marcia. Lo farò. Lo farò. Malnato scudo.
Well, I guess I can still mass units and try and do something behind here, get more halbs. More halbs can never hurt. Okay, let's do this and get more units in the back. These are really strong, by the way. Especially since they benefit from the Maltese. Like, as the longer the game goes, the more shipments these guys send and the more HP their units get. And I think they also get advanced arsenal, so there's that.
Un istante di grazia. Malnato scudo. Lo farò. Comandi. Desti. Lo farò. Non si desti. Un istante di grazia. Comandi.
Convert more resources.
All'assalto. Non si un istante di grazia. Malnato scudo. Non si comandi. Lo farò. Un istante di grazia.
Jawohl, steht gemacht.
Malnato scudo. Un istante di grazia.
I think that's GG. So the reason why these are so strong now is that if you go to this deck, if you send the unique church card, I think. No, is there something in there? There is some tech. But he doesn't even have that. Wow. Okay, never mind. I think it's just a stacking bonus from having like a bunch of shipments late game. There's actually a tech which lets these units get the aura when they're near enemy buildings as well, not just in their own base. Could probably gone better. So this is kind of inflated by the fact that his units are 2 population, but as you can see, they're 2 population and very strong and very cheap. So they do occupy a lot of pop space, but so long as like you're not fighting at full pop armies, like 100 versus his small army of 50, they're really quite strong. Okay.